Oh, okay. Good evening, everyone. Sorry for the yawn right to start, but, well. Hello, welcome back to Twilight Princess. This is one of those Zelda games where I just can't. At least I can't always skip the intro. It's, yeah, man, so nice. So very nice. Let's do this. Anyway, as you recall, we were just about to go into the boss chamber. Oh, excuse me. Just about to get into the boss chamber of the what is essentially the fire temple. Which, yeah, we'll go ahead and call it the fire temple. It's the Goron Mines, technically, but it's the fire temple. Hey, John. Good evening. Let's do this. Let's warp back in. Wanna go back to my mama? Yeah, okay, I'm scared. Got it, mama, here we come! That's, okay. So weird. Well, welcome back. Without further ado, we're off. Thanks. That was weird. Anyway. I needed there. I needed those. Did I? Or did I not? Oh, there was lava there. My bad. Let's try this again. I don't like that it puts me at the beginning of the room. Not really. But fine. I'll just do it this way. Okay. Let's see how far I can get this. Whoa! How many did I hit? Dude, I am hitting... Ow, come on. Alright, I can charge the bastard. Into the fire. Okay. Anyway. That was fun. Anyway. So, there's, been having a good time, in class with, various things lately. Probably most notably, we've been, if there's a fairy here, I'm gonna catch it. There's not, darn it. Really? Oh, are you, like, casting it, I assume, John? The delay between your, the TV versus desktop phone. I'm guessing, I know there's a delay for, like, casting, like, Chromecast or the equivalent. Anyway, let's do them all. There's no insertion of the key. It's just do it. No, just not? Oh. That is odd. I'm not sure why. Darbus. Oh, it's got an eye in the big crystal weak spot. Yeah, that's cool. That was the thumbnail. Oh, you watched that on Insom. So just that video, or did you watch the whole series? Since there's 4. What is even the point of the chains? Ow, come on. Have to do that. Okay, not like that. I have to, oh, I get it. There it is. Okay. Alright, okay, there's a sequence to this, I gotcha. Come on. Nope. Ow. There we go. Okay. Jesus. Anyway, John, you may have in that video. I actually don't remember all of what I talk about where in that series of lectures. That is from like 6 or 7 years ago or something. It's been a while. So it is possible that I covered the material that I was talking to Proctor about in that lecture in particular. I do not remember for sure. I know that particular discussion is relatively early in the dialogue. So it may well have been. Alright, that was a simple enough sequence for the boss fight. It's a good one. It is a good one that utilizes both dungeon items. I really dig that. I'd like to see that sort of thing. Mostly talked about the nature of free will, listen to working, have to listen to it again. I mean, it's complex. I will not blame you for having to listen to it multiple times, because it is a complex topic, and it's discussed in a very complex manner as well. It's not like it's complexity made simple, like a lot of good philosophy is. It's complexity that stays complex. But it's absolutely worth taking the time to understand. I'm talking about Anselm's De Libera Arbitrii on freedom of choice. For anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about. Let me write this down so I can put a link to it. So my pen is getting all wonky. That should do it. Anyway. But yeah, it is phenomenal. It's one of my favorite bits of philosophy throughout history. because it explains a lot of different really important topics, especially theological topics. I'm going to scooch my head in. I don't need to be that big. There we go. Well done. Now we have 2 fused shadows. You know, you've been very helpful so far, so as a reward, I'll tell you an interesting story. Zant. Alright, poll, is it Zant or is it Zant? Because I've always said Zant. But I've heard a lot of Zant. That's the name of the King of Darkness who cast this pall of shadows over your world. Where's everybody? I don't know. I mean, Grace will be here later. She's watching Dancing with the Stars, which, understandable. I think for now it's just you, it looks like. It says I have 8 total views, so it could be that people popped in and out. Who knows? These things happen now. I have been... It's weird. I've been having a slow start lately, but I've gotten up to relatively high for me. At least double-digit concurrent viewers near the end of my streams. Maybe I start too early or something. I don't know. He's very strong. You would be nothing to him in your current state. But Zant will never be my king. I have nothing but scorn for his supposed strength. Not that your Zelda is much better. It still appalls me that this world of light is controlled by that princess. A carefree youth, a life of luxury. How does that teach duty? 9 p.m. can't be too early. It is for you, isn't it? Like isn't it like 7 o'clock for you or something? But I guess I shouldn't begrudge her the circumstances of her life. She didn't choose it after all. And oh gosh, I've been yawning too much today, despite all the coffee. I would never wish harm on her. No, as long as I can get my hands on the fused shadows, I'll be just fine. Portal. 1 more left. Shall we? Yeah, give me a minute. I gotta talk to Darbus over here. Mr. Crew Cut. Nice. God, he does. He has a stone crew cut. What the heck?
What am I doing here? My head, it aches.
Yeah, can I...
So much pain. I cannot remember anything.
Don't forget the stone nipples, too. No, I'm going to talk to him one more time. I guess. Oh, can't remember anything. Okay. Yeah, let's go outside. I love the warp effects for this game. Mostly the Twilight warp effects. The other ones are a little odd. Yes, I'd like to save. Thank you. Thank you for the reminder. Very kind of you, game. I'll say as well, by the way, it is eggnog season. Delicious. I'm thrilled to see this stuff showing up already. Heroic Link. North of here, across the plain and past the Great Stone Bridge, in the lands guarded by the spirit Lanairu. Oh, there's only 6 there. Oh, geez, okay. Less than half the U.S. population lives in Manhattan. Pacific has more. Yeah, Pacific has more. Yes, rode the Nog. Nog is just good stuff. You shall find one who you seek. Yeah, oh shoot, what's her name? The girl next door, I forget her name, damn it. Link. Ilya, that's it, Ilya. Thanks, Colin. Gotta save Ilya. Those monsters left me with the other kids, but they must have taken her somewhere else. Oh, best mixer for eggnog? Brandy. Absolutely brandy, without a doubt. This is just plain. This is regular old, well, it's vanilla spice, Southern Comfort vanilla spice eggnog. But the best way to consume eggnog is with brandy. But only a splash or so. Don't need to overdo it. It thins it out too much. If you do too much. Optional whipped cream over the top, but non-optional sprinkle of nutmeg. But brandy and nutmeg, that's your combination. That's the good shit. That's how you do eggnog, right? With like flavored ones like this, like the vanilla spice one, is fine on its own without even without brandy, but I would also say without the eggnog or the the nutmeg over the top. Now don't get me wrong, I'd still put nutmeg over it. There's nothing wrong with it, but there's already some in there. It's already got that sort of flavor profile. That nice woody, nutty kind of spice. Oh, you're visiting me next nog season. I don't make eggnog, right? I do buy this from the store. I buy brandy too. Like, I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure you can get Southern Comfort eggnog in your bizarre Mountain Time stores, but maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, you're welcome to come over and hang out and stuff, drink eggnog, but... Oh, God. Whenever I thought I couldn't go on, I would think of you and Ilya and hold on, Link. See, I'm fine now. Remember what I told you back in Ordon, Link? When I grow up, I'm gonna be just like you, Link. Yeah, that was like 3 days ago. So you don't have to worry about me anymore. Go help Ilya. Leave the children to me. I will watch over them, I swear it. Do not let their fates trouble you, and go to those who need you. In Hyrule, countless tales are told of the ancient hero, and your deeds bring them all to mind. May the graces of the great goddesses who shaped Hyrule bear you on your way. All the kids, but Baby, whatever his name is. Also, I will say, I like a lot about the design of the Ordon sword. I'm gonna zoom in. There we go. There we go. I like a lot about the design. I love the teardrop pommel. I mean, it's a game, so I can forgive a rounded handle. The really nice, simple arming sword blade with a late taper is really, really well made for cutting. It's a nice chopping sword. The only thing I don't like about it is the thickness of that crossguard. Look at that. Look how not how wide, but how thick that crossguard is. You know how much that would weigh? That crossguard alone would weigh almost as much as a sword of that length should weigh. That's kind of insane. Wait, is which one supposed to be a butch lesbian? I don't think there are any butch lesbians in this game. You mean him? He's a shaman. Is it the dress? The dreadlocks? Speaking of butch lesbians, Dragon Age Veilguard is coming out this week. And it's gonna be a fucking disaster. I will say, first of all, to you or to anyone else who is watching this, do not buy it for me. I do not want you contributing to that company. However, I am open to being convinced to playing it after we're done with this. When we're done with with Twilight Princess. I am open to being convinced to show all of you what I assume are to be the horrors of Veilguard. Oh my god, the camera centers. Are you seeing this? I'm not messing with anything. Look, okay, so right here. So Link is here, right? The center of the screen is here. This is where I was before I walked up to him. And when I walked up to him, the camera just went. Dude, modern games don't even do this. This is so good. It's amazing. Man, I don't know if that was a remaster feature or if that was an original feature. But if that was an original feature, this is a game from 2004, 5. It was a Wii release title. Like, man, that's nice. That is just a nice little aesthetic quality of life bit. That, man, old games are so good. Old games were so good, man. Anyway, yeah, Veilguard, V-E-I, not V-A-I. What is Veil? V-A-I. No, Veilguard, as in like the veil between worlds, which is literally what it means. Which also, from what I've heard, is a radical departure from the actual plot of the game that was going to be the plot of the game, but it kind of departed from that idea at some point in production. So, yay! Like everything else, it departed from its original vision several times through the course of production in order to just cram in as much gay as they possibly could. Anyway, like I said, I can be convinced to play it. I will accept as convincement money. It's always a good way to convince me. Subscribers. Tell your friends. I might even accept arguments if you have a good reason you think that I should play this monstrosity on stream. I kind of want to, for two reasons. One, I want to see if we can just ignore all of the gay stuff. Just play the game and completely ignore it, and see if we can get through the game with as little intrusive current year Seattle shit as we can. I don't think we'll be successful, but we can try. The other reason is I want to see how badly they butcher the lore. Because I am worried. I have been worried for way longer than we knew that this was going to be the gayest game ever. I've been worried since before I streamed Inquisition on here. That they were going to utterly butcher the lore. And basically just make everything about the elves. Which, they might. I really think they will. Tell me, has the name Andraste been any of the promotional material? Because I haven't noticed it. That's troubling. It's troubling. That's all I'm saying.
We're very grateful to you for saving our chief and our precious mines, brother. We caused a lot of trouble for the people of this town. It is our turn to repay them. Hey, brother, climb on my back and I will launch you up to the hotel's hot spring.
Yeah. Maybe there is a bug to catch. Sproink. Fun. I don't think there are bugs to catch up here, but I want to check.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, little guy.
Oh, a good warm soak is just what my muscles need before evening falls, brother. I sell stuff across from the bomb shop at night. I hope to see you there, brother.
At night?
You saved our chief, brother, and we are thankful. Now we are able to come back down to the village again. Since this town was also attacked, I figured the townsfolk would need supplies. So my son and I brought some things down, brother. At night, my son opens up a shop down below. You should stop by sometime, brother.
How do I advance time? Wow, that mitigates a lot of fall damage.
Now that we are able to go back into our mines, I was finally able to bring Barnes a new delivery of bomb ingredients, brother. It looks like he has already started selling them again. You should try out Barnes' brand bomb sometime, brother. Say, brother, if you ever want to get onto the roof of the store, I can launch you up there. No, thanks. Cool, though. But yeah, I will say, from everything I've seen, Dragon Age the Veilguard looks like trash. Hey now, bud. How about this now? Yup, I finally managed to get my numbers together and open up shop again. Well, sort of, because I've only got the one type of bomb, but hey, that's one more than none, right? If only my storehouse had survived. But hey, ain't as bad as all that. Okay, let's get some bombs. We don't have a bomb bag? Yeah, I know. Comes with bomb. Yeah, I'll take it. That's right. Now you'll get a taste of true height of perfection with my finely crafted bombs. Oh, you can combine bombs with arrows to make bomb arrows for when you need ranged explosives. Oh god, I forgot about that. That's awesome. I love bomb arrows. I completely forgot about that. Anyway, I guess I would say that my biggest concern about the Veilguard is the very real possibility that they'll basically do the thing where they just make wait, that's a bombable thing. Where they make things like the Maker, basically God. They make into a misunderstood elven god or something like that. Or they make Andraste. One of the big fan theories is that Andraste, the immortal human who was known as the bride of the Maker, they will make her into the spirit of not Gilligan. Whatever Flemeth was. Basically making her a proto-Flemeth. Oh, this is gonna hurt, but it's worth it. Is it worth it? It's just rupees. Oh, it's a piece of heart. Oh, never mind. That was pretty worth it. Pretty sweet. Oh, I need water bombs. Ooh, that was close. Anyway, like I said, I'm deeply concerned about what they're going to do to the lore, in addition to all of the like nonsensical, like gay and trans stuff. That part's just dumb, but I can attribute it to the games made in the current year, and maybe, like, you know, it's... The game takes place in Tevinter, which is, you know, a place of decadent cultural decay, anyway. So, alright, maybe fine, whatever. But, 3 letters, wow, okay, thanks, Postman. But the lore bastardization, that's just... That would go back and retroactively ruin Origins. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Those letters? Dear Adventurer. New Sundry Shop in Kakariko. By, Please no window shops. Okay, I'll check that out. Oh, so happy to see you with your day. I really had fun. I was so happy to see my son's face again. So happy. I'd like you to know we will be heading to another location soon. If you continue on our travels, chances are that we'll meet again. My son and I are looking forward to seeing you again. Take care of yourself. Uku!
Bomb arrows. Yeah, I know. They're very cool. Like I said, they're really neat. That's all? It was just rupees? Okay. Alright. I'm just running around looking for bombables, because, you know, as one does. When one had bombs in a Zelda game. I'm going back this way because I remember there is one in the forest. Yeah. Loser. Okay, I missed. I do love the mounted fighting, the mounted combat. Not because it's any good. It's actually kind of undoable. It's kind of awful. But it's also just really fun. It's just so cool. It's very cool. That's... No, it's not. Just hit him as I go. Bug death. What is this? Starship Troopers? Hold on. Is it right there? Yeah, it is. Watch out, opponent. No, you're good. Never mind, you're good. Oh, I need the command rod thing for this, don't I? Okay, never mind. I thought this was something cool and useful, but it is not. I was wrong. Yeah, I also, John, I also have not seen Starship Troopers in a while. It's been a little bit. It's a good movie. Last time I saw it was when it sort of entered the discourse, not the last time, but the previous time. Yeah, it wasn't this time. It wasn't the time with the commies identifying with the bugs. It was the time before that. It's over there. I've not checked this out yet. That might be too high. Yeah, it's too high for me to jump, isn't it? Okay. Can I get off? Okay, that works, I guess. Okay, but that's not bombable. Great, now I know. Gotta goof around at least until nighttime. What am I gonna do? Yeah, the whole, like, everyone calling everything they don't like fascism, Yeah, that's a whole thing. It's annoyingly common in our current political discourse. Um, John says, if you ask basically anyone what fascism is, you'll just get policy positions they don't like. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I can give a fair definition, I think. But again, I do think I overplay the aspects of fascism that I'm more prone to disagree with. Let me put it that way. When I describe it. So, like, for example, I am more prone to describe the corporatist aspects of fascism, rather than the traditionalist aspects, right? Because there are both aspects of fascism are both critically important. Oh, this is a claw shot thing. Never mind. Both of those aspects of fascism are absolutely essential, plus nationalism as well. Fascism is intrinsically nationalistic and is intrinsically corporatist, as well as being I won't say traditionalist. That's actually not correct. It's anti-traditionalist. It's reactionary, strictly. Bastard. Oh, really? Okay. I will say, though, on the note of fascism, let me write this down so I don't forget it. Aaron McIntyre, over the Blaze, recently did an episode on fascism and why, no, not everything is fascism. In fact, nothing is fascism. In fact, fascism is a completely dead ideology that does not exist in the present world, in the present context, because it is specifically, it's specifically temporal, right? Fascism has to do particularly with early 20th century, early to mid 20th century Italian nationalism, with a basically invented identity. God, I cannot. This pen is just giving me a problem. Yes, John, that is a correct description. John says most fascists, not most fascists, fascism as an ideology, use a sort of traditionalist skin suit to justify the very modernist policies. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that is kind of the essence of fascism. And I don't mean like modern day sort of weird, wacky, silly neo-fascists. I mean like classical Italian fascism. That was kind of the point of the movement, was to create a traditional identity where there was not one previously, because the traditions as they existed did not give way to authoritarianism in the way that that Mussolini primarily needed in order to seize sufficient power. I'm refilling my pen, if anyone is wondering what's going on. But yeah, so I think that that Aaron McIntyre did a good episode on it, with one minor exception, in terms of the quality of his episode. And it's something that all of us vaguely academic kind of people tend to do, which is having a hammer and turning every problem into a nail, or calling every problem a nail. And so basically, McIntyre goes through. I hesitate to call him McIntyre because my mind always jumps to Alistair McIntyre, who's a very different person. Alistair McIntyre is a philosopher, rather traditionalist philosopher. Good, great work. We got a lecture on him, but that aside, Aaron McIntyre has got this. Has got his own little academic hobby horse, which is what he calls. Oh shoot! What does he call it? What does he call it? Managerialism. That's it. So he has this theory that all of modern politics, basically everywhere in the developed world, and not just the Western world, I mean the developed world, like even including Maoist China, like under Xi at least, is this new thing that is neither communist nor fascist nor quite liberal democratic, but it's probably closer to liberal democratic. But just the apotheosis, the worst aspects of liberal democracy, which he calls managerialism, which he basically converts into a sort of catch-all term for everything in any part of any society. Anything that somebody else would refer to as communist or fascist or anything like that. For McIntyre, it's managerialism. This honestly, and I don't think he would appreciate me making this comparison, but it reminds me a lot of James Lindsay and his obsession with Gnosticism. Like everything he doesn't like is Gnostic. Well, for McIntyre, everything he doesn't like is managerialism. But at least by my observation, it's kind of the same tendency to just attribute everything I don't like to this one ideology that I define as everything I don't like. But I get it. I completely understand it. When you have a particular, say, academic research interest, which he clearly does, and you want to analyze a bunch of problems in the world, then you're going to want to use that particular academic framework to analyze all of the different problems that you want to analyze. That much is uncontroversial, not weird at all. I do it all the time. The perhaps difference is that... Oh, it's lantern oil. That's it. Okay. That every academic thinks that their theory in particular actually does apply. Right? It does actually cover all this stuff. Everything we don't like is Satan. Well, it's because it is. So there. There is okay. Let me defend this because there is a very real sense in which everything I don't like is Satan, so long as everything I like is godly. Satan is a principality, is a power. Satan expresses his being not through a particular embodiment, like we do, but through an exertion of power over creatures in the world. And so by exerting the power over creatures in the world, whether directly or far more likely indirectly, by let's say subtle influence, to use a perhaps too medieval term. Yeah, all sorts of things can be the influence of Satan. Hey, Baze, how you doing? We're talking about Satan, as usual. But yeah, all sorts of things can be the influence of Satan, without it being just a weird catch-all term for naming one particular ideology that that we want to attribute a lot more to than what is this? Oh, it's a Poe. How do I do this? Okay. Neat. I'm leaving. Nice. It's going well, though. It's going well. How's it going with you? Oh yeah, you already said doing good, so excellent. Nice, another piece of heart. Good deal. I don't need that. What if I have my lantern lit? Nope. Okay. That was worth a try. Let's get out of here. Anyway, though, yeah, Aaron McIntyre, he has some really good insights, but he does that, like I said, it's a thing that academics do, where we have one little research interest that we try to fit everything into. Mine is the convertibility of the transcendentals. Like, I try to fit absolutely everything into the interpretive framework of the good, the true, and the beautiful being coterminous with being, and that's solving all sorts of intellectual problems, which, by the way, it does solve all sorts of intellectual problems. But, like most academics, maybe I make too big of a deal out of it. Yeah, so maybe it does solve a lot of problems, but it doesn't solve every problem like I kind of want it to. I can admit that. I'd like for an application of this particular principle to solve every problem that there is, but it can't. There are issues that are their own separate issues that don't have to do with the convertibility of the transcendentals. What? Heard things? Oh, John, don't you start. You there, brother? Buy something. Buy something. Brought a bunch of stuff with me from the mountains. Blue potion. I don't need any of these. Thank you, though. I'm here every night. Okay, cool, brother. Little brother. There was something related to this. I was wanting to talk. Oh yeah, that's right. The other thing that Aaron McIntyre talked about, I don't think it was in that episode. No, it wasn't in that episode. It was in another more recent one. It was on the shopping cart theory, which I've talked about before, and that I have a very hot, controversial take about the shopping cart theory. So the idea of the shopping cart theory is that you should always return your shopping cart, right? And that failing to do so is a significant moral failing. Insofar as returning the shopping cart is a good which is easy to accomplish, that requires minimal to no effort, and so to do so is basically a test of, are you a good person? Will you do the right thing when no one's watching? Something like that. With at least the short version of it. Which is... And he was, of course, defending this. But he was defending it in terms of time preference, which doesn't make sense. He was defending it in terms of the trust levels in society, right? That a high trust society is one in which everyone is expected to and does in fact return the shopping cart, which also doesn't make sense. I mean, it can make sense, but it also begs the question. So, not really. Where am I going? But yeah, so anyway, his take on the shopping cart theory basically begs the question as to whether it's actually a good thing or not, right? It assumes that it is already a good thing to do, and so it says, his take at least says that because it is a good thing to do, we always should do it, and if we don't, there's something wrong with us, blah, 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 blah. Which, like, okay, but you still need to prove that it's a good thing to do. Right? That kind of gets glazed over. Very often. And I am perhaps notorious among students and friends and some colleagues for defending the converse. Not the converse, the inverse. The inverse? I guess I would say the inverse of the shopping cart theory. That it is almost always wrong to return the shopping cart. That's where I need to go. That's not it. That's not it. That isn't it. That's not the way to go. Definitely not the right way to go. Whoops. Like a whole heart, man. Anyway. But yeah, due to various factors, most notably, division of labor and opportunity cost. I argue that under most circumstances, it's actually irresponsible of you to take the time to return the shopping cart. That not only do you have no obligation to do so, but that in most circumstances, it's wrong of you to do it. And that, to go further, even doing so, choosing to go out of your way to return the shopping cart, can be, at least under some circumstances, an irresponsible or a neglectful kind of action. It's to the point that you not only don't have to, but that you should not do so. And if you do, then you've done something wrong, at least in some cases. Cool bridge, man. Very precarious bridge, but cool. I know. You don't have to show me. Oh. Interesting. Wait, what? Thieves! You stole the bridge. How'd you go and steal the bridge? Don't mind the explosion nearby, Epona. I'm sure you'll be fine. That's much easier as a wolf. Much easier as a wolf. Well, the good news is now I can warp to and from here. So, you know. No, I need those. I need... Ah, darn it. Alright, well, let's go then, shall we? Anyway, though, yeah, he does the thing, which is what I would call a kind of moral midwittery, where he just takes the initial, very easy kind of approach of, well, what seems to be the nice thing to do, and just immediately assumes that is the right thing to do. Which, yeah, okay, fine. Returning the shopping cart seems like the nice thing to do. That does not in any way mean that it is the right thing to do. Okay, come on, opponent. It does not in any way mean that it's the right thing to do. Assuming that it is committing some really obvious moral errors, the kind that are responsible for all kinds of mostly economic foibles, but like nope. Okay, worth a shot. Okay, girl, you're gonna have to wait out here. Good girl. Ah, we're finally here. There's only one few shadow left. So this is the last of the Twilight. You'll see, I guess. Whether or not you accomplish your final task and survive is up to you. So, what will you do? Yeah, let's do this. Let's, I guess, save real quick. Took some damage. Let's do this. Ugh. Want me to let you into the Twilight? Yes, please. Yoink. Bidden saw a little pupper doggo Link and yoinked, as one does. Alright then, I guess I'll have to help you. But what a shame that this is the last of the Twilight. I'd become so fond of seeing it covering this world. Or is it really the last you'll see? So, shall we get going? Got it. That won't work. Give it up. I know I can't return. I'm just killing a bat. Oh, man. Got it. Oh, Alias Satchel. Don't need that. Link, can you at least promise me this? come home safely. Forget the youth scent and learn a new smell. Yes, I'd like a new smell. Smell the girl, don't you? I can tell by the look on your face. Well, good. It's another clue then. This scent could be quite old. I wonder if she's still alright. Well, let's find out, shall we? Let's go. I will say, at least it's not like one of those tracking sequences where you have to go all nice and slow while you're sneaking around and like searching. Oh no! Wait! Zelda's. John? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Don't you start with those implications at me. Explain yourself. Explain yourself, young man. Hey, haven't we seen this castle before? So, we finally made it back here. Well, only a little farther, so hang on there. Well, I'd like to say, but going a lot harder from here on out. The name character... I'm gonna mute you. You... Like... I know you're trolling. Like, deep down, yep, up here, I know you're trolling. But in here, I feel nothing but rage. That'll do it. Ooh, that was cool. Over the bridge we go. What, Linda? Jumping over side saddle. Hold on just a moment, guys. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Hi, Grace. Good evening. Oh, right. Oh, you got heating up in Canada. I haven't had to turn on the heat since we bought this house. Nor have I ever wanted to. Um, Also, John, yes. Yes, I would love for Nintendo to release this game on the Switch. Honestly, at this point, they might be waiting for the, like, Switch 2 or whatever it turns out to be. The new Switch, knowing how Nintendo names things. Yeah, I do almost expect them to wait. Like, which, you know, would be a disappointment, but... excuse me. Is what it is. What are you gonna do? Let's just go. We're going into Castletown. Which, by the way, I love the Castletown in this game. Yeah, money grubbing Nintendo hates making money off of old dead games. Yeah. Sorry, hates not making money on their old out of production games. I don't know. It seems like they hate money. They hate making money off of them because they aren't. You know, they aren't by choosing not to port them for whatever reason. This one would be so easy too. It's already set up for it basically with the Wii U. There wouldn't need to be too much upgrading that would need to be done. Maybe a little upscaling. Maybe even that, not much. It's already HD. It's just not 4K. Which can the Switch even do 4K? I don't think so. Oh, okay, so basements are colder than usual. We also don't have basements, so Florida's water table is too high for most places here to have basements. So none of those either. I would not know. He said, "Did you hear? They say that a Zora child collapsed near here." I thought Zoras were typically found up north, right? I wonder why one came down here. Yeah, you don't care about 4K? Yeah, especially mobile. Like, on a screen this big, it literally does not matter. Like, it literally doesn't matter. Your eyes cannot make out details that small, so really, who cares? But yeah, no, it's, I'd love to see. Okay, so, here's something nifty. Watch this. For a little while, I'm gonna play like this. Staring at the camera. How does that sound? The bar? You mean Telma's place? She's got it rough. So what do you think? Am I unsettling you yet? Man, look at all these people. Raise your hand if you're moderately unsettled by my staring deeply into your souls. John doesn't like this. All right, cool. All right, this is Telma's bar. Oh no, sorry, this is the medical clinic. Okay, so she was brought here to the medical clinic. Then what? Basements depend on how low-laying, flat, and generally close to water you are here. Live in a hill. So, but to be fair, we also live in a hill. We're like, I don't know. I think we're over 100 feet above sea level. So we could probably, at least in theory, have a basement. It's just not really traditional in Florida because most places around here, it's too low and too flat. Too close to the water table. I'm going to turn it off. There we go. There, is that better? Me no longer staring at you. It's cats. Really want to take a bath. Human movement is so rushed and disorganized. Maybe we should go to the central plaza to perform reconnaissance. Giovanni's house. You tired, Menta? It is actually odd that there's no basements in Phoenix. I would think desert places would have more basements. Because it would stay cooler, right? I heard a boy passed out. When? Where? I don't know. Yeah, okay. Useful. Ooh, we're in the market. Ooh, damn it, Midna. Why do you like this, little imp? No pushing. If you want hot spring water, form one line. What are you doing here? I have a limited supply of hot spring water. The race goes to the swift, as it said. What are you doing here? Aren't those the guys that opened the shop? Or not? Or are they just another Goron parent and child, and I just can't tell the difference because I'm racist? Telma's Bar, okay. I can't pick up the tears. Okay, cool. Yeah, basement would be nice to sleep in during the summer. Honestly, basement would be nice to sleep in year-round. I just prefer it to be cold all the time. Especially to sleep. Thomas Bar, open. Anyway, so before I do any of that... John, you already saw this, so spoilers, I guess, but... Philosophical moment here. See the map? Everyone see the map? There's a map up here. Right here, above my head. Do you really? Oh yeah, Grace says, I definitely understand that where Florida is flatter than here. Phoenix might be because if it ever does heavily rain, there'd be, I would expect the soil that exists there would be sandy. Yeah, that's probably true. That's probably a good point. Anyway, though, you see this? See this? Watch. This is what's actually behind me. This is not. Wow, that's actually lit a lot better in real life than in my... Well, I guess when I took this picture, it was probably only had the window light. Oh yeah, more landslide risk. That is true. That's true. Anyway, though, the reason I showed that off is, again, I have a virtual background thing now. And I use this as a sort of what's called a Gettier problem. So to explain this while I fix it and change things around a little bit, Edmund Gettier, I think it was Edmund, was a late 20th century philosopher who, sorry about this, there we go, better. Boop, boop. How's that? Is it pretty good? I think that's pretty good. That way I still have my rupees, and I'm next to them. Virtual green screen, yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, it's so Edmund Gettier was a philosopher who challenged. He was an epistemologist primarily. Challenged the notion of knowledge being defined as justified true belief, which is a version of the definition that goes all the way back to Plato. Plato technically says that it is true belief with an account of why one believes it, basically. But that essentially means a justification. So justification is a good way of parsing this. And so he sort of problematizes this view of knowledge by pointing out that when we say that we know something, and we have true belief that is justified, that has a justification for it, there are these weird limit cases where you have a belief, you believe something, that belief is true, and you have a justification for it. It's just the justification is not what proves it. It's not why it's actually the case. And so, like I was just, the example I was just using of my virtual background of my office, you had a justified true belief that there was a map behind me. There is, in fact, a map behind me. It is true. Your justification was you saw it behind me just like you do every time on stream. But but it is not actually, you are still being deceived, right? And so this is, again, this is Gettier's, this is a version of what's called the Gettier problem, which really, it just shows the flaws with this sort of justification requirement for knowledge. So I think that the most common way of reforming this is to say that the justification requirement is that the justification needs to bear a direct connection to the truth maker of the claim. The problem arises when this becomes what's called externalist. So you can't know whether you have knowledge, because in order to know that you have knowledge, you'd have to know what the truth maker is, and that means you have to know it in order to know it. So it's kind of snake eating its own tail problem. At least that's, again, one of the counter-arguments to this potential counter-argument. This is the whole literature. It's a good one. But tons of complaints from citizens who can't send prayers to the spring spirit of Lake Hylia. Go there. The location is the one I showed you on the map earlier. Got it? No. What? Study it and know it well. I've received orders from above to investigate why we can't go to the Spirit Spring in Lake Hylia. Got that? Okay, well that's something like where we need to go. Wish me luck. It's Ilya. And Dezora. And that lady. This boy, can you save him? Oh, this is Tilma. All right, young lady, try to settle down, okay? I just now sent for the doctor. But this strange, a child of the Zora's. I wonder if this is at all related to the incident the soldiers were talking about in back. Ah, what an emotional reunion. Yes, a girl and her wolf. Sorry, but you know how it goes. These folks can't see you either. Okay, but like, where do that? Bulma. No, it's not Bulma. That does not look like Bulma. Like, I guess the hair maybe, and I guess the boobs, as you say. Yeah, true. Also flooding. Yeah, flooding I assume would be a problem in basements. Good lord, I'll tell you what. Around here, after Hurricane Milton, I did not expect to have flooding around here, but because we have a river fairly nearby, it's been flooding a lot of the area. Not here. Like, we haven't gotten flooded at all, thankfully. But like, a lot of the areas around here is kind of crazy. Oh, it's from DBZ Abridged. Okay, I have not watched it forever. Not since, like, probably high school. But yeah, no, it's the river. It's the Withlacoochee River is the one right around here. It flooded like 18 feet higher than its usual water level. It's crazy. It was way up there. There's the point where there's a bridge over it. The bridge, the water was up to the bottom of the bridge underneath. It was kind of nuts. This boy is still so young, so innocent, to see him suffering like this. He'll be all right, little lady. Someone's already gone for the doctor. I'll tell you, though, from what these soldiers in back were talking about to everyone else, sure has been a rash of trouble lately. Alright, well, let's go to the doctor, I guess. How is this artificial green screen doing, by the way? Have a bone. I don't quite get it. Oh, I did not take the bone with me. Okay. Gray says Florida has too many places with Coochie in the name. It makes me slightly uncomfortable. It's Seminole. I don't know what it means, but it means something in Seminole. Oh yeah. No, this is with the this is the new NVIDIA one of the new NVIDIA apps that does a bunch of basically AI augmented edit stuff, including just background replacement. So what I did was I replaced my background with just solid green, and then OBS will chroma key out the green. It's a little complicated way of doing it, but it works. It does the job. Because OBS cannot, on its own, key out a background. But the NVIDIA app can. So if you've got an NVIDIA graphics card, check it out. It does the job quite well. Maybe... maybe I go out to Lake Hylia? I don't know. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try going over to Lake Hylia. Oh yeah, no. That is, you're right. It Coochie does mean something specific in English that is not whatever it means in Seminole. It's not something I would probably name. Well, I don't know. If I were really funny, maybe I would name a river after it. But man, I'd have to be real funny. That's... I apologize for all of that. What's going on here? Cool little amphitheater. Very cool. I think I need the, like, spinning top thing. Okay, so Musquadabois? Is it Musquadabois? Or something like that? I know my accent is god-awful, I'm sure, but... Or Musquadabois? Place in Nova Scotia named after the Micmac. Named in the Micmac language. Or sorry, Micmac. Micmac? Muscodabit. Bit? Really? I would have thought that it would have adopted the French pronunciation, or at least that it would adopt the French spelling, and that was a sort of Francized? That's not it. Whatever. Francized way of spelling something that's pronounced like that in Micmac or something like that. Hylia's newest hangout. Fire in Falby's Watertop Land of Fantastication. The Flight by Fowl, main attraction. Okay. Great Bridge of Hylia. Wow, that is... First of all, an unfathomably deep lake. It is utterly absurd how deep this lake is. For that size. But then also, that is a dangerously precarious bridge. Like, I cannot believe how precarious that bridge is. Spanning Lake Hylia, largest in Hyrule and offers excellent lake views. Okay, alright, fine. I believe you. Why is it wet? You smell anything fun? Yes, I do. Oh, no. It's Micmac or Mi'kmaq. Okay. Again, are those just different spellings or pronunciations? Same thing, or what? Oh, look at that bastard just hopped on out there. Really? You shoot it to the other side? Oh no, we're trapped. Get out of here. Here we go! What's left of Lake Hylia? Interesting. So the phew, that was a close one. We're lucky there was a puddle down below, huh? Even deeper. Okay, so the K's in Mi'kmaq sound like G, and Q in some places in words takes on a silent sort of W sound. Man, you really should have joined our partial discussion of the pronunciation guides in Tolkien, because he's got a whole appendix in the back of Lord of the Rings on Elvish pronunciation, little bits of Dwarvish pronunciation, and then the script, how the Tingwar works. And man, I would love to see some of your insights on some of it, because as far as I understand it, a lot of the pronunciation is drawn from drawn from Gaelic. Some of it is drawn from Old Norse, and some of it's drawn from Latin. But it's its own unique sort of thing. Uniquely pronounced language, I should say. But this is Lake Hylia. There's so little water. It sounds like the spirit's spring should be around here as well. Anyway, let's take a look around. Good night, Don. Look, Zora. They are freakity looking. We've had absolutely no water flowing from upstream. There's no mistaking it. Something must have happened at the water's source in our home, Zora's domain. Yet how are we to return upstream to our home? With the way things are now, we can't even walk back there. Okay. I don't need any of those. The drop in water has been faster than predicted. At this rate, Lake Hylia will dry up. It's a race against time. Okay. Oh, you are not a pleasant-looking guy.
I'm too old for this. Here in Falby's watertop land of fascination. A grand reopening at our new lake bottom location. Yeah, nice lake. Don't lakes have more, I don't know, water?
Is he wearing a crop top?
Did the Zoras who live upriver do something? Or is it a curse from that spirit that floats around up there?
Yeah, he's wearing a crop top. What the hell?
Whatever. It's not like I can go up and complain. That's way too high. Was that a customer? Yikes, it's a monster.
Yes, it's a monster. Let's go see if we can handle this monster, shall we? Don't you dare. Really? Jesus. Okay, there we go. Good eggnog. Nothing happened? Is it friendly now? Hey, stop it. I'm your new master now. Settle down. Hey, why don't we just use this sky to get us all the way to the lake's water source? Okay. Okay. Okay, here we go. What's with this scaffolding? It's a lot of, like, intense scaffolding. Are they shooting bomb arrows? Doesn't sound like it. Wow, okay. Man, that was pretty neat, actually. I will say, this game does a good job of, like, mixing up the gameplay. Of doing different little things. Even if they're just, like, one-off minigames like this. They tend to be pretty cool. Upper Zora's River. Ah, we're already here. That bird turned out to be more useful than I expected. Well then, where's the village of the Zoras? Let's look for it. It's getting cold. Hurry up. River to Lake Hylia. Boat rentals. I mean, what are those Zoras up to anyway? Rivers totally run dry, right? Can't work like this. I know your brother. We can go, hang out with him. It's not cold there. I miss my fur coat. Don't worry, I have my own. I have a fur coat. No. Forget. Do I jump down? No, because I gotta get over there. Means I have to go across. Oh man, it's even the little sigil. Ah, welcome back, Grace. Glad to have you back. Maybe I go down, I guess. All I can really do. Nice. Wait, this can't be right. Was this right? Oh, this is Zora's domain. Oh. Oh. Yeah, Midnight agrees with me. What's going on here? I thought it was getting colder, but who would have thought that it would all be frozen? This is the Zora village, right? Why don't I see any of them? Anyway, let's check things out. Let's find the Zoras. Okay. Grace says, also upshot of Discord points Quebec outside of Montreal is horrible about any non-Quebecois French, which isn't even considered in the French dialect families. Speaking people doesn't matter what your skin tone is. I have heard a lot about that. I've heard very, very nasty things about Quebecois and their, I don't know, snobbishness. Probably the biggest issue. Here you go. In addition to that, of course, I being from Florida, we get a lot of snowbirds from Quebec. Most of whom are like some of the worst drivers you've ever seen. Ow! Really? That's not ideal. don't know what I did wrong.
Midna,
Stop it! Oh. I see. I didn't wait for it to, the icicle to fall. There we go. I also know that the French language is very tightly regimented, is probably the right word. That what it sort of counts as official French is very tightly controlled by the whatever society it is in Paris. Bat things. What's this? Something bombable, but not yet. Grace says, Montreal is very safe because it's very Anglo-centric, to the absolute painful dismay of the separatist dumbasses. Look, I can't believe that you're not more sympathetic to Quebec, to Quebecois separatism. It would get them out of your hair, as, you know, the rest of civilized Canada. Damn it. For the same reason that I would be perfectly fine with California seceding, so we wouldn't have to deal with them anymore. I'm surprised that you're not more on board with Quebec, just sort of going their own way. If they love French so much, why don't they just become part of France? Not that France would have them, but I can finally warp. You want to breathe the air of the world of light for a moment? Let me know. I'll take you there. No, I think we're good. Ooh. I'm gonna wait till I retransform. Whoa, hey. Down. Look below the ice. That's bleak. I love the design of Zora. Both from this game, from Ocarina, from basically from all of Zelda. I really like the Zora look, the Zora design. They're a cool, like, I don't know, they're like an aquatic elf kind of thing. But yeah, they're very, very neat. I like them very much. Those are the Zoras. This is really strange. What in the world happened? Hey, what do you want to do? We can't just leave them like this. I think all we need to do is thaw them out. It does us no good to stand here thinking. Let's leave and come back later. The portal should work for us. We need to find a way to melt the ice and then come back here. Oh, I know. Okay, okay, Death Mountain. That's it. Grace says, I've explained it before in history or politics in the Discord. They don't have any coast, really. They border Ontario and New Brunswick, the only legal bilingual province, which is vital for ground shipping. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that certainly is its own sort of problem. I still think that it could potentially be a problem for trade relations, but I also do think that sort of thing could be handled by some kind of a free trade agreement. So yeah, let's get this big old hot rock. Let's put it there. Pew. Yeah! Wonder how hot a rock that large would have to be to melt that much solid ice. Not to mention, of course, the fact that there's people in it. Who, if you're melting ice like that, if they weren't killed by the freezing, they might be killed by the heat. So, yeah. Oh my gosh, excuse me again. I knew that something so dangerous would come in handy. I did. Alright, the Zoras are safe now, so let's go. The ice melted and restored the water flow to normal. We finally meet the spirit of Lake Hylia. Can I talk to the Zoras yet? Oh, they're all kind of out of it. Poor guys. Who's unconscious? Are you okay? What about those in the waterfall pool? What in the world happened? Someone helped me? Where's the waterfall pool? That's down there, yes? Wait. Who are you? Please, you must allow me to thank you for revitalizing both my people and this spring, which is the water source for all the lands of Hyrule. In life, I was the elder of this Zora village, queen of my people. I was called Rutella. I wonder what relation to Ruta. Daughter, maybe? Ray says, it makes sense of the California, Texas, and Louisiana, or even a mild argument for Florida, because there's open coast ports on all coasts. Same argument for Nova Scotia or British Columbia. Yeah. I mean, look, there are plenty of landlocked nations that do just fine. Are you going to try and tell me that Germany suffers greatly due to its lack of seacoasts? I mean, it's maybe not ideal, but they do just fine. Even before anything like the EU, Germany did fine. I think the same would apply, especially to a province the size of Quebec. Quebec is huge. It's bigger than Germany, if I'm not mistaken, which is completely landlocked. Right? Is it? No, wait. Is there some north coast? I forget. Or is it boxed in by Denmark? I'm trying to think of a European map. In any case, though, right? I do think that you make a good point, but I don't think it's the end of the world, right? I don't think that it's I don't think it's prohibitive. Sure, Texas, California, Florida, all could do fine, just because of their seaports, and because of their internal industry as well. All three have very robust economies on their own. And I have to think that unless there were, which, I mean, to be fair, it's possible that there would be a kind of retaliatory sort of economic nationalism employed against a seceding state. Because again, I mean, the Washington Empire shall not be defied, after all. Barring that, if they're willing to maintain anything like open trade relations, nothing would change aside from it being better off for everyone, economically speaking. Because again, you still, if you maintain something like open trade relations, then great, the only downside goes away, and then you have all of the upsides of not having to deal with Washington, which, oh my God, imagine the economic powerhouse and the cultural flourishing that would unleash in certainly Texas, certainly Florida, maybe even California. Hell, maybe even California would be better off. Maybe they can go do their own sort of weird leftist hippie thing and leave the rest of us alone. And maybe it can succeed in their context. Of course, there is the problem of inland California, outside the sort of the Bay Area, which, I mean, they don't exactly like being part of that kind of California. So. Interesting. There's been a major movement that has majorities in a lot of areas for redrawing a couple of state borders, and it's basically, what is it? I think the idea is to take the eastern half of Oregon and turn it into part of Idaho. I think it's Idaho, something like that. It's some of those upper like northwestern states that the eastern part of one of them, I think Oregon, wants to sort of split away from the sort of coastal, the left coast, if you will, because they're culturally a lot more similar to Idaho. I think it's Idaho, the one right next to them. I think it's called the Greater Idaho Movement. It's worth looking into. It's fascinating, and it honestly should not be all that controversial. Like, there's no reason that the lines we have in particular right now between states are like the platonic form of the United States of America. Like, there's no reason to think that we can't redraw those lines a bit. It's not even merging states. It's not even adding a state. It's not even seceding. It's just shifting the state line over by a couple hundred miles. If even, I don't even know if it's a couple hundred miles. But yeah, it's bizarre to me why that's so controversial. Honestly, I just think it's status quo bias. So much of it is status quo bias. Grace says, my other issue of QC, I assume is Quebec, separatism, is my province, Nova Scotia, already has beef with Ontario because of how they join. They and John MacDonald fucked with us with credit debt. And I think, though, most of our dairy is from the province. We get a lot of stuff from Quebec food-wise, and if Quebec successfully seceded, the prices for what we do get from them would go up from mildly annoying to unaffordable. Yeah, and again, I think that a lot of this could be solved by bilateral free trade agreements. If people were willing to be adults, which, come on, politicians aren't adults, so. It's a pick your poison kind of situation, I think, Midna likes her. You can see. Not to be rude, but we didn't exactly do it for you guys. The Dark Ones, they raided this village, and as a message to my people, executed me before them. Young man, you who take the form of a proud beast, I have something to ask of you. When the Dark Ones descended upon our village, I sent my young one, Rallis, to Hyrule Castle to inform Princess Zelda of our fate. But I fear danger followed him from this doomed place. I feel it. His presence grows fainter to me over time. But my time in this world has passed, and though I would give it gladly, I no longer have a life to risk in his rescue. Please, would you save my dearest Prince Rallis? If you do this thing, I will bestow upon you the protection of water. This power will grant you the ability to swim and respire in very deep water, as if you were a Zora. Please save my son. So if we help her, she'll grant you the power to swim in deep water like a Zora. So, what do you say, hero? Oh, but now that I think about it, I shouldn't suppose you should meet the prince as a wolf, huh? So, no hurry to return to the world of light, then, huh? Okay, so, yeah, we need to go to the spring. We need to do the spirit spring. Wow. Now it's raining in the Twilight Realm, too. Looks like the shock of that impact not only raised the water level, but sped up the flow, too. The water should flow all the way down to the lake. Why don't you let it take you there? I guess that's what you think is best, Midna. I'll do that. Sploosh. Gotta go fast. Oh my god, look how fast we're swimming. Ah! It also wouldn't be politically stable because they're already governed as a province by Bloc Québécois, which is not working even in a jurisdiction of province. It would be mass political, and I assume economic decay, despair, something bad. Oh, public chaos. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, no, I think... Look, I think you're right, and probably for the same reason. If California did secede, it would be an absolute disaster because they're governed horrifically. So no, I don't think it would work out well, but I think there's a chance it would work well. And I don't think it would be any worse than it is now for California. Quebec, I don't know enough about it to say if it would be worse than it is now. I mean, they're already dysfunctional, if what you're saying is true, which I assume it is. But like, let's put it this way. It could potentially be worse in the short term, perhaps. They could screw it up even worse. But also, not having the rest of Canada to rely on, just like California not having the rest of the U.S. to rely on, at least not as strongly, could incentivize either to get their shit in order, you know? I think there's at least a chance of that. Reality has a tendency of smacking you in the face, eventually. Are you awake yet? Look, we got washed all the way down to Lake Hylia, just as I predicted. And it looks like we're right in front of the spirit's spring to boot. Talk about lucky. Let's go. Snap out of it and get to the spirit. Let's go. I am the last of the spirits of light, consumed by twilight. Hero, chosen one of the gods, you have done well to make it this far. Gather my scattered tears of light that were stolen by shadow. Oh gosh, excuse me. Gather them in this little light. I am almost certainly not even getting to the water temple tonight. Wow, this is a long sequence. I forgot how much there was going on for this part. I'm sure you know by now the dark insects, blah blah blah. They're all over. Bloc is dysfunctional, and the separatists in Quebec really, truly don't even agree. Don't even agree on things. So there's that too. Quebec separatists are not logically sound. Quebec gets federal equalization. It sounds a lot like the Scottish National Party in that sense, which I will say I am a fan, broadly speaking, of Scottish independence. Ah, hi, Erica's here. I am in the abstract a fan of Scottish independence. However, the SNP is really stupid. Come here. I like that these fights are more like a puzzle than a challenge. There we go. So, okay, so they get federal equalization payments as a province. They wouldn't as a separate nation. Oh, okay. So they're subsidized by the rest of the Canadian taxpayers. I see. Yeah, that's all the more reason to kick them the hell out. Like, they're freeloaders, is what you're saying. I mean, you're saying it nicer than that, but man. I'll tell you what, though. Yeah, like I said, I think that it sounds to me, the way you're describing it, very similar to the SNP, the Scottish National Party. That, like I said, I am, in the abstract, very much in favor of Scottish independence from the UK. But the SNP are a bunch of communist lunatics. Not socialist lunatics, strictly speaking, but they're a bunch of lunatics. They're nuts, and they would not do well without the rest of the UK and, quite frankly, the rest of the EU as well, to like subsidize and protect the bastards. So you know what, I as much as I would love to see, oh, the bird will come back. Yeah, let's do that. Like I said, as much as I would like to see Scottish independence from the UK, under the leadership of the SNP, it would be a disaster. Because the SNP is a disaster. So I assume, presumably, the same or something similar applies to Quebec. Alberta has separatists too, but they're less logical than even the Quebec ones. Yeah, that Alberta separating out would be fairly impractical. I can see why they would want to for cultural and political reasons, but for practical purposes, it would cause way more problems than it would solve. I hate to say it. I really hate to say it, but I do think it would cause more problems than it would solve. Lego. I swear I don't actually know that much about Canadian politics, but yeah, okay, yeah, Alberta is Texas. Culturally, yeah, that tracks. Hey. Got one. Even down to the oil industry. Yeah. I again, all of that tracks with my prior knowledge. Or at least my prior sort of stereotypes, if you want. Neat. Once again, very neat. All Canadian country music is based in Alberta. Yeah, that I knew. Yeah, it's very Texas. You know, it's basically cold Texas. It shares a lot with Montana. It shares a border with Montana, doesn't it? What's that? A bug? Ew, nasty. Why is it so big? Golly, I'm so sick of roughing it in the boonies. It's gone? That was nasty. I hope it doesn't come back. Oh well. Golly, working is tanking. Work is tanking just as hard as my personal life these days. That's rough. That's rough, buddy. Alright, let's go across, shall we? Is this a fishing hole? Yeah. Bobber and lure fishing. What's up with that? Oh. There it is. Got it. Okay, Montana and North Dakota. Okay. Yeah, again, all that tracks. All that makes plenty of sense to me. What's this one? The teachings of old pass to you. Take sword in hand and find me. Oh. Oh. Well, okay then. Oh, that's how that works.
Hey.
Do you think Princess Rallis passed through here?
Yeah.
They must have. This is the only waterway that connects to Hyrule Castle. Let us follow his path in search of him. Yeah, okay, let's do it. So graceful. I genuinely mean that. I'm not being sassy or sarcastic or whatever. No, I have to go back up to Zora's domain, don't I? Next by Shadow Beast, volcanic boulders in the throne room. What in the world is going on? It appears the cave to Snow Peak is still frozen over. I suppose we'll have to wait a bit longer. To Snow Peak. Whoa, wow. The cave to Snow Peak is frozen? Who would have ever thought the cave to a place called Snow Peak would be frozen? There we go. Got it. Anyway. Sorry. Guess I'm done being sassy for now. more rupees, isn't it? Oh, okay. Ray says, why? It's Saskatchewan, directly east of Alberta, is border with North Dakota, Alberta, and just Montana. Huh. Oh, Alberta is just Montana. Okay, okay. I know Montana is super wide, so that actually does make sense. Are they like a one-to-one border? So like the lateral edges, the east and west edges map up, or match up to each other? I'll say my only experience with Montana at all is in Far Cry 5. So that is to say, I have no experience with Montana at all. That's implausible. Okay, I didn't need that at all. Really up here. Okay, cool. I seem to have made it. Ah! So cute when she goes to a new little area with Link. She does a little pat to get him to go. It's supposed to be right here. My queen. Oh, you pinged me the visual in Discord. Let me have a look real quick while I'm going. It's in general, I assume, right? Oh, okay. Oh, and, oh, so wait, Alberta also borders Oregon. Or does it, or is that Vancouver? Does it switch to Vancouver first? At the border there. Oh, in Idaho, Idaho technically. But yeah, no, okay, so that is what I was thinking. Yeah, it was Oregon that, I guess not Oregon, Washington I was thinking. But yeah, no, Oregon was the one, it was, that is thinking of, like the eastern Oregon was thinking of joining Idaho. Looking at that map. Okay. I get it. Where the hell is the damn thing? Oh, it's up there. I see it. How do I get up there? Go. There it is. Idaho and Washington are solely bordered by British Columbia. Oh, that's it. The province is called British Columbia. Vancouver is the city. Okay. Sorry, I mixed those up. I mix that up sometimes. I keep forgetting that Vancouver is the city, not the province. Whee! Sploosh. Okay, so basically the border between British Columbia and Alberta is the same border, the same sort of continues into the United States at the border of Idaho and Montana. That makes sense. I guess that also makes sense of Idaho's weird little pointer going up. Weird little dingly dongly. Wait a second. Wait a second. It's this way, right? Yeah, it's this way. That is a bizarre little tunnel that goes straight into Hyrule Castletown. That seems like a security failure. Ow. Okay, so Grace says that's the only people remember the only reason people remember British Columbia is Vancouver, because the Canucks hockey team in Vancouver, also Ryan Reynolds. No, actually, I remember Vancouver for much more niche and silly reasons. I remember Vancouver because it's the headquarters of the Systems Alliance in Mass Effect, and it's where you start the third game. You start in the headquarters of the Systems Alliance. That is to say, you start in Vancouver. Okay, there is only one left, right? Yeah. Oh, there's two left. Shoot. I'm missing. There's got to be two in Castletown, right then? Or is that the last one? Oh, Jesus. Oh yeah, no, you're probably right. For most people, it's Ryan Reynolds, the Canucks. But, yeah. Although, to be fair, as far as hockey teams go, Canadian hockey teams, I tend to remember more Eastern ones than Western ones, because I'm a Tampa Bay Lightning fan. Always grew up as one, always have been, and we're in the sort of Eastern League, Eastern Division. I think it's East or Eastern or East Coast. It might be specifically East Coast. But our major Canadian rival is the Maple Leafs, more than the Canucks. Oh, where was I when the Canucks lost the Stanley Cup Game 7 to the Sharks in like 2013 or whatever? I don't know. I wasn't following the Canucks. I had kind of, to be perfectly fair, I'd kind of tuned out of the Stanley Cup at that. Because, I mean, the Lightning was already kicked out, so. Eastern Conference and the lousy Leafs. Hell yeah, man. Bastards. I mean, to be fair, we usually kick their asses. So, we usually do quite well against them. Tears of light. There should be one more. Where could the last tear be? What? There it is. What's going on? This is weird. Let's see about the little boyo. Okay, yeah, it's the same thing. Nothing new. We've been in rash trouble lately. Do I go to the doctor? Or do I have to do that as a human? So Gray says, so my last point, they played Vancouver. Lost hard in the championship. The fans were not happy. Not happy, TM. Yeah, no, of course not. Yeah, that's... Well, that's a championship hockey match, if I've ever heard of one. Is it game or match? Oh, no, it's game, because it's a sport that originated in North America, so it's a game. Nope. Well, okay then. I have to go back to Lake Hylia, I guess. So it would seem. Oh, that's right. It's a freaking mini-boss. I forgot about the mini-boss. Oh, rampaged about Vancouver and basically rioted. Yeah, that's typical. Look, it's the only time Canadians get to be violent. So, I can begrudge them hockey riots. You guys don't do much in terms of political violence, so hockey violence has to be all you get. Oh, okay, whatever. Charge passed. The joke with BC is it's chill because they were the first province to legalize pot. I always got the impression they were chill before that. Maybe that's why they were the first to legalize pot. They're just, chill, man. Okay, now that there's no oil on the bridge, let's actually go across, shall we? Vancouver's LA North. Yeah, okay. Even their road rage is chill. Oh my god. Made me choke. It was funny. I'll tell you, Quebecois road rage is not chill. Again, as a Floridian. Ooh. Oh, as a Floridian who has to deal with Quebecois snowbirds a lot. They just can't drive. They just can't drive. They aggressively can't drive, too. It's not even like they just... Oh, this is where I came out, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, but like they aggressively can't drive. It's not even just that they can't drive, it's that they enforce their inability upon you. That sounds really pretentious, perhaps. Silly. But the point is that in my experience, Quebecois snowbirds, but this is true of other snowbirds as well. New York, Illinois, other good examples. Ohio. Ohio's another one. Not as bad. Quebec is probably the worst. But those do it too. They essentially don't know how driving works in Florida, and they refuse to learn. They have no desire to. Essentially, they will just drive as if there is no one else on the road and hope you get out of their way. Nova Scotian road rage is built different. Okay, what is happening? How do I get there? Do I warp? Can I warp? Let's try this. Sounds like your dad. The whole like completely disregarding the fact that there are other people on the road. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Ow. Yeah, okay, here we go. I remember this. Let's do this. Oof. I've done that. Erica says today we ran out the DM frustration timer and he ended the combat instead of letting it play out. Been there. Been there. Mostly as a DM. Hey Nomad, how you doing? Can I activate my very special wolf senses yet? I love the dramatic framing of that. Ugh, also. Ugh. Rose. Aaron's skull part. Very cool. Flame skulls ran up. My character created... Oh, Jesus. Okay, that did not work. Upcasted fog cloud never went out except my character. Oh no! Did we lose Group Paladad? He was carrying an enemy that led us to a lair, so he only moved 15 feet while grappling using his action to stealth. Ooh. Oh man, a paladin heavy armor using your action to stealth? Yeah, that's rough. Every single stealth check... every single stealth check was, was under 10, get worse every time you rerolled it. Yeah, I bet. Yeah. Ended with a 6 stealth roll. God. Eventually the DM was like, you all get away on like round 12 or something. Oh my god. Well, I mean... a win is a win, I guess. Oh my god. I can understand that level of frustration though, honestly. I get it. It's tough when you don't have, when you didn't expect something as a DM, when you didn't expect something to be a failure condition, you know, that can happen. That can absolutely happen. You make sure to get that last few shadow now. See you later. Well, look, yeah, you're salty with that again tonight. I'm not. I'm not surprised. Based on the stuff you've been talking about, yeah, I don't doubt it at all.
Oh, cool. This one's neat.
So cool. My name's Lanairu. Your efforts have at last restored each of us light spirits in Hyrule. Oh, hero, who was chosen by the gods. The dark power that you seek, it waits in a temple set in the bed of Lake Hylia. But before seeking it, you must now bear witness to something, and never forget it. You must know that it was the will of the goddesses that we lock away the forbidden power. Hey. When all was chaos, the goddesses descended and gave order and life to the world. They granted power equally to all who dwelt in the light, and then returned to the heavens. The lands where the goddesses descended came known as the Sacred Realm. Came to be known, sorry. For ages, the people lived at ease, content in mind and body. But soon, word of the Sacred Realm spread through Hyrule, and a great battle ensued. I agree, Nomad. This cutscene is absolutely crazy. It's very psychological and mythological. It's trippy in a very Zelda kind of way. It reminds me so much of Majora's Mask. Among those living in the light, interlopers who excelled at magic appeared. Again, reminds me a lot of the tone of Majora's Mask. Wielding powerful sorcery, they tried to establish dominion over the Sacred Realm. Freaky. Extra freaky. It was then that the goddesses ordered us 3 light spirits to intervene. We sealed away the great magic those individuals had mastered. You know this magic. It is the dark power you seek, the fused shadow. O hero chosen by the goddess, beware. Those who do not know the danger of wielding power will before long be ruled by it. Never forget that. The dark power that you seek is within the sleeping lakebed temple in Lake Hylia. So it is, first of all, okay, so let's take a second about this. It's first of all just a warning against seeking power for its own sake. And it's a warning for Link, and it's also implicitly a warning for Midna. Yeah, Eric never quite understood the lore of this game. It's a little weird. But it's also this, I think it's a tie-in to Majora's Mask. The Twilight, this people, masters of sorcery, that tried to take over the Twilight Realm, or sorry, not the Twilight Realm, the sacred realm, but were cast out and their magic sealed away, their magic bound away, as the fused shadows. I think this is supposed to be the same tribe that made Majora's Mask, that bound this power in this dark object. And so Link here, it seems to me, is sort of initially tempted by, or at least slightly tempted by, the allure of this power, but realizes that, again, being the hero of courage, being courageous, realizes that to pursue it would be foolhardy. He would be ultimately destroying himself. Or himself. Sorry, it's late. And so again, it's a very simple little lesson that we've talked about countless times before, of the lure of corrupting power and the seeking of power for its own purposes, for its own sake, rather than for the sake of what you can do with it or what you intend specifically to do with it. I think this is, I mean, it's up in the air as far as I can tell whether this is a description of Midna, right? Whether Midna is intending to obtain this power for a specific end, or if she's attempting to obtain this power simply to have power, specifically power over Zant, which it seems like it, right? It seems like there's a real danger of that at this stage of the game. Now, Midna grows a lot more as a character throughout the rest of this. This is still like the beginning of the game. This is basically Act 1 out of 3. Maybe you can even say 4. But yeah, it's tying Midna into this adds a whole new dimension. Yeah. And especially keeping in mind that it's not Link that is seeking these few shadows for himself. He's seeking them for Midna. Midna is the one who wants all of this, and she's not getting this lesson directly. Maybe she is. Maybe she's experiencing these visions too. We don't know for sure. But I think she should. But yeah, there's a lot of lore there, and it's really creepily delivered. I actually really like the aesthetic. It's very clearly just playing around with assets they already have. They're doing that sort of thing again. Which again, part of that, I think that's part of why this strikes me as so Majora's Mask, at least in tone and aesthetics, is because they're playing around with assets they already have. But man, I love it. It's great. It is a relatively simple kind of story. You know, it's not overly complex, but it's told in a really weird sort of way. That's both interesting, but I mean potentially a little bit off and a little unclear at times. Okay, so to get to the Lake Bed Temple, we need to go help. Excuse me. We have to go help the boy. Rally? Tom. Let's call him Timmy. Huh. Okay, so where I need to go is... Can I warp? This is the real thing. Hurry up and find that last fused shadow. Lake Bed Temple, can you swim? Can I teleport, please? Oh, I can't warp as a human. Shoot. Alright, I need to get to there. What's this? Any game? Yeah, I need to get to here. Ow. I'm a member of the Zora tribe, the proud people who care for Lake Hylia. The other Zoras are all on guard patrol at the bottom of the lake. Okay.
Oh, human. I'm Plum. They don't need to talk to humans.
Do you want to talk now? Nothing happened, okay. Okay, so I need to talk to him as a wolf, and I can do that.
Some of the Zoras are still alive down under there. I thought maybe they all dried up along with the lake. Hey buddy, have you heard there's like a temple or something at the bottom of this lake? They put on such airs with all of their rituals and fancy temple hoo-ha, then they just disappear. And what's with that puffing that the temple is so deep? Putting the temple so deep that humans can't swim there. I swear those Zoras.
With your broken heart pants. You look so ridiculous. He has a bullet bill on his sleeve? What? God.
Are you a customer? Hey, you're one lucky fella. The height of excitement, the thrill of launching to the heavens, the very peak of flying fascination.
That's the case. Whatever.
It could be yours, fella, for a limited time only, without waiting in line for a paltry 10 rupees. What do you say, buddy of mine? Want to give it a shot?
Yeah.
Get this way.
Do this. Yay, I landed safely. Whoa, that reminds me of something. Didn't the late queen in Zora's domain ask you to do something? She asked us to find her son, the one who's been missing since he headed for Hyrule Castle. I think she said something about granting you some special power if you rescued him. The final piece of Fused Shadow is blah blah blah. I know, I understand this. Like, I know. Chickens! I'm not going back down. Not yet. Maybe another time. Almost done for tonight. I just need to go. I'm just gonna tonight, I think, do the talk to the wolf, learn the sword thing. I think it's the shield bash. Not sure though. It's either the shield bash or the like dodge roll thing. Hope it's the dodge roll thing. That's really nice. Probably shield bash though, if I remember right. Ooh. We meet again. You have little more than the look of a hero than you did before. You feel ready to earn your next skill. I do. Very well. But before we begin, I must test you to ensure you have mastered the last skill I taught you, the ending blow. Now then, Come at me. Sword plant right between the legs. I didn't even hit him. Worked, though. Excellent. It appears you are capable of performing my lost art. Very well. My second skill is the shield attack. Let it be hewn into your mind. I wonder what the control scheme is for this. I forget. Is it L? It's R, isn't it? No matter how well-tempered a blade is, if a foe is clad in armor and bears a shield, the sword will do it no harm. When facing such a foe, you must use ZR. Rest your shield against the defenses of your enemy, causing the fiend to recoil. Lock on and try it. You've learned much, so I am sure you can see the moment when you can do a shield attack. Cool. Excellent. Open a hole in your enemy's defenses, and use your sword to strike without hesitation. The shield attack I've just taught you can also be used to repel an enemy's projectile attacks. Would you practice and repel my magical attack with your shield? Oh! Must lock on. I know, I'm aware. Perfect. When your enemies assail you with projectiles, this is how you will defeat them with ease. Done. You've learned the second of my hidden skills, the shield attack. I swear, I was pressing right trigger. But I have 5 more secrets to teach you, in time. The path to becoming the true hero is a long one, but once you have grasped all of the hidden skills, you shall be worthy of walking it. You must persist on the lonely path of the sword, to obtain true courage and earn the strength to conquer the great evils of the world. Do not forget your discipline with the blade before we meet again. Cool. Alright, come on, man. Yeah, well, I can't deflect it back at him, apparently. But that's okay. Alright, anyway, I do think I am going to call it tonight. I'm going to call it for the night. That'll do us. So, that is a good place to stop. We'll get back into Hyrule Castletown. We'll talk to Zora Kid, what's his name, next week. Now, before we do wrap up, I do want to mention next week, Tuesday is, well, not for you, but for us down in the States, it is election night. And I guess it's going to be a big one. Like potentially, like, you know, the season finale or maybe even series finale of America. So who knows? I am not looking to compete with that sort of thing. I'm instead going to be watching some live streams, keeping an eye on the news, grading papers, maybe hanging out with some of you guys in Discord if you want to. And then next week, I will probably be live streaming Thursday night instead. That is my plan, at least tentatively, for next week. So we'll see how it is. Then I will say as well, the week of Thanksgiving, I'm going to be off entirely because I'm not going to be at home. I'm going to be away on a road trip, and then it'll be Thanksgiving, and I'm not streaming on Thanksgiving, so we're done that night. We're done that week. I might stream Wednesday before Thanksgiving, but I'm absolutely not committing to that. It just kind of depends on how tired I am when that comes. We'll see. In any case, I'll see you guys next week, probably next Thursday. We'll see about this Thursday. I might do something again. We'll see. Who knows? But certainly not next Tuesday, but next Thursday. I'll see you guys then. Have a good week. Have a good weekend. Vote well in the election. If you want to know what I suggest, recommend, or plan on voting for, feel free to ask. I'm perfectly open about that sort of thing. I'm on Discord, I'm on Twitter, whatever you want. So anyway, thank you all so much for joining me. I had a wonderful evening. I hope you did too. And I'll see you next time. Remember, don't be safe, be well, and more importantly, be good. Good night, everyone.